Is the Israeli Prime Minister trying to overthrow Trump's friend Al-Sharaa? According to a report by the Wall Street Journal, Israel has provided weapons, intelligence, and cash to militiamen at odds with Al-Sharaa's rule. In fact, the report starts off with developments from December 2024. It says that helicopters from Israel began to arrive in southern Syria on December 17, 2024. Just for context here, this was days after the ouster of the former President Bashar al-Assad. Remember, Assad was toppled on December 8, 2024. This was after the offensive led by Sharaa and the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. The WSJ report says rifles, ammunition, body armor were discreetly airdropped by Israel to arm a Druze militia called the Military Council, according to two former Israeli officials directly involved in the effort, as per the report. But why? As per the report, at the heart of this is the way Israel viewed Sharaa. I'm quoting, profound suspicion. That's how the report describes Israel's sentiment towards him. And the report says the reason behind that suspicion is because Sharaa had led an armed group formerly linked until a decade ago to Al-Qaeda, which is vehemently opposed to Israel's existence, quote unquote. And the report goes on to say that Israel has been trying to shape the developments in Syria by supporting allied Druze militiamen, and that the efforts have basically been aimed at trying to complicate Sharaa's efforts to unify the country after the long civil war there. It says that the covert Israeli supplies were part of a long-running effort to prop up the Druze, according to current and former Israeli officials reportedly, and that the Washington Post investigation has found that effort continues until today. Let's just take a step back here. What are the larger implications here? What about America's sentiment? The Wall Street Journal report quotes a former senior Pentagon official during the Biden administration as saying, quoting, "There has been growing frustration in Washington that Israeli actions were setting back something most of Washington and everyone in the Middle East would actually like to see succeed. A stabilized, unified Syria." Quote unquote. And that in itself describes the huge ramifications of what has been reported there. Among the big questions that arises is, what does all of this mean for the geopolitical dynamics at large, and where do things go from here? Because each move, each development in the region at this point carries far-reaching implications. In the UK, investigators are saying they stopped what could have been one of the most devastating terror attacks ever carried out in Britain. A court has found two men guilty of planning an Islamic State-inspired gun attack across Jewish locations in Greater Manchester. Prosecutors say the pair tried to arrange the smuggling of assault rifles, an automatic pistol, and nearly 200 rounds of ammunition into the UK. And they sought even more firepower. Counter-terrorism officers reportedly say their explicit goal was to kill as many Jews as possible, with the intention of replicating the 2015 Paris terror attacks, where gunmen and suicide bombers attacked a concert hall, a football stadium, restaurants and bars, almost simultaneously, leaving over 140 dead and more than 400 injured. The British police, working closely with an undercover operative, moved first and foiled the attack plan in May 2024, just 3 months before the attackers intended to strike. This verdict arrives as authorities track a troubling surge in Islamic State-linked violence worldwide. Earlier this month in Sydney, two gunmen opened fire during a Hanukkah celebration, killing at least 15 people and injuring over 40. An attack the Islamic State publicly praised. Australian police recovered two Islamic State group flags from inside the gunman's vehicle. 2 weeks ago in Syria, an Islamic State gunman ambushed US personnel, killing 2 American soldiers and an American civilian interpreter. 3 American and 2 Syrian service members were also injured in the attack, during which the gunman was engaged and killed, prompting the U.S. to carry out large-scale retaliatory strikes against the ISIS in Syria. India has fired another giant into space. ISRO's powerful rocket lifted off flawlessly, carrying its heaviest satellite yet. As others stumble, India is quietly mastering what many still call the toughest science on Earth. The ISRO chief spoke to WION. hailing the success. Our next report getting you the complete story.
Thunderous roar, a trail of fire.
Bluebird Block 2 mission, a majestic liftoff. The rocket is beautifully searing through the bright Sriharikota sky.
And the heaviest satellite launch from Indian soil, the Bluebird Block 2, is now orbiting Earth.
S-200 boosters प्रज्वलित हैं.
In a flawless pre-dawn launch, the Indian Space Research Organization's LVM-3 rocket blasted off from Sriharikota, propelling payload into low Earth orbit. It's a triumph not just of engineering but of persistence. Speaking to WION, ISRO chief says the Bahubali rocket is capable of lifting 9200 kg.
Ninth successive mission of LVM-3 rocket, and today we have lifted the heaviest satellite from Indian soil using Indian launcher. 5,900 kg, close to 6,000 kg we have lifted, and this rocket, this mission, we have also brought some new developments for enhancing the payload capability, something around 150 to 200 kg payload capability. And for accomplishing the Gaganyaan mission, we have to have a capability close to more than 9,000 kg, and this gives additional margin. Already we have the capability, this gives additional margin. Of course, for the Gaganyaan, we are going to induct C-32 stage also.
Bluebird Block 2 weighs 6,100 kilograms, making the largest ever commercial communications satellite to be deployed in low Earth orbit. The mission marks a fresh milestone in India's space journey and a crucial step towards the country's first crewed flight. But achieving that precision is no small feat. Around the world, rocket failures continue to remind nations that even a small error can spell catastrophe. Japan's latest mission ended in flames just seconds after takeoff. Brazil's long dream of joining the orbital club met another setback when its vehicle crashed shortly after launch. In July, Australia's Gilmore rocket exploded mid-air, and Europe's Spectrum rocket fell back to Earth in March. Fuel leaks, faulty sensors and structural stress, these are microscopic flaws, yet they can unravel billion-dollar missions in seconds. Rocket science demands perfection. Engines firing in microsecond sync, guidance systems reacting faster than thought. That's what makes ISRO's steady methodical success remarkable. Limited budgets, maximum efficiency and a string of hard-won victories. In a year filled with space tumbles, India's launch stands as a proof mastering the sky isn't about size or fortune, it's about precision, patience and vision.
This is also part of a larger global effort by this private company known as AST Space Mobile. It wants to ensure that there are multiple large satellites which serve as mobile towers in space. So wherever on Earth there is no mobile or telecom connectivity, these satellites can communicate directly with smartphones and provide satellite-based internet where no connectivity exists whatsoever, which means that millions of people, if not billions, can come online directly through their smartphones in places where no connectivity infrastructure exists. From Sriharikota, Satish Dhawan Space Center, Siddharth MP, WION World is One.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.